Welcome back to the watch. And we are live. Let us know in the chat if you can hear us and the audio's all good and things are running smoothly. And in the meantime, we will do random movements until we get the confirmation.
Come on, chat. Let us know.
Audio good.
Audio good? Fantastic.
Yeah. Tyranth is more relieved now than ever. He was just like, save me from this cringe.
Yes, I was. Thank you.
You were held hostage.
Yes.
All right. We are back with Nightly News. Yes. And there's a couple of things to kind of catch up on and comment on, observe on. But in the meantime, in local news, we have a power switch that keeps tripping. And we have to have an electrician come in today to look at it.
Oh, I would have liked if you told us this before, but okay.
It's only part of the house. It's not affecting.
Affect us.
It's not affecting the studio.
Okay, good.
Unless, of course, he needs to turn off the power, and then yeah. But that's me in local news.
They need more breakdancing, they said. Do you want to get on the floor and start, spinning
I reckon Tyranth could do some breakdancing.
You are breakdancing, man. I can see that.
Yeah, we can see. Look, he
Did you shuffle back in the day? Were
Let's
you a
move on.
shuffler?
Other things. Let's move on to other things.
What else has been happening?
Local news.
We've been working hard.
We have been working hard. I'm not sure how many have been able to catch the kind of update video on Shadiversity. We mentioned that things have been tight. Ad revenue has been really, really bad. And the just outpouring of support from that video is unbelievable. Everyone is amazing. We thank everyone who is supporting us. We have channel memberships now here on Night's Watch. Yeah. And so if you like the content, you can join as a channel member to get these amazing badges. Badges! Which are, I think they look cool, but we might try and improve them. Tyranth is like,
it's because they're very small, and the changes between them are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're insignificant. They're just you can't see them a lot of the time because they're so small. So
even
we might
the color change would help. Yeah, I think
just so distinguishing different members, different ranks.
I agree. So we'll keep trying and improve what we have there. But my brain just went dead. It happens now and then.
Okay. It's early for us.
Personal news, after the Mario movie yesterday, I played Mario Kart in the evening to unwind. And I played it and thought, what a great world I live in.
I don't care what these... You don't give a to say, I can live, Mario.
But I forgot how well it ran on the Switch, because I've been playing some heavier games. And playing the Mario Kart, I was like, oh, this is made for the Switch. Anyway, that's just offhand tangent thingy with game dev stuff. But...
It's so early, I haven't even been able to check my feeds. I was more... looking at the response of the video, and it's been massively positive, but I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't been able to check out if any other videos or reviews have dropped, and so I yet don't know what the kind of sentiment is about Mario amongst the fellowship. So I'm interested to find out what people are going to be thinking. I still think it's going to do very well, the film.
I think it's 128 million already.
Is it?
Or on opening. So
wow.
Nintendo can sell me stuff and I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey, Lucasfilm had it for a while, but they lost it, and so I have to put my money somewhere else.
Now Mario gets it. Nintendo, aren't they don't you dare show? Aren't they a bit crappy with?
Yes.
Nathan, yes.
They are. Yeah. They're really bad. There's just something about the Japanese quality that I just...
You're not wrong, but it's Nintendo.
Because I'm reading one of the old CEO's books right now. It's all of his because he passed away, and it's all of his excerpts from all the stuff he's done. Oh. CEOs, man, they do hard things.
Yeah, so as in
business people.
Yeah, well, examples.
For example, when the Wii U came out, and they lost millions, him and all the other execs took pay cuts for the few years until they brought the Switch out.
So they did a dumb thing, and then they took responsibility for that dumb thing.
Yeah,
you don't often see that.
But why are you lauding that as oh, that's so tough?
No, because look, to their credit, Amazon or Disney, right? When they need to do cutbacks, oftentimes it isn't the CEOs and people that are cutting back. They'll just wipe a few thousand jobs, and also some rivals in the business. We see Disney doing this currently.
Yeah.
They got rid of the guy that actually bought Marvel for Disney. What was his name? I forget his name.
I forget his name too.
But it looks like Feige also got rid of the Alonso lady because there was a bit of, rivalry.
Drama.
There's an opportunity. There's a bit of Game of Thrones happening there.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of a pay cut Feige is taking for all the absolute slodge and crap Marvel has been pumping out. Probably not much, honestly.
Probably just loses his commission.
Yeah. Those commissions can be big, though.
Yeah.
Big.
So, anything else we wanted to add for personal stuff?
Well, just that now that memberships are available, we thank everyone who is supporting us. It means more now than ever before. It's good, already it's been amazing, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that kind of sustainability and security. And so if you do like the content, you get the memberships, you'll get the badges, you'll get the emojis, and we're also trying to do some special stuff that we can give back to the supporters. If you don't want to do memberships here on YouTube, there's Patreon, which gives you more flexibility of what you'd like to donate. And then there is independent alternatives, Subscribestar and Utri. And Utri, I think, actually has the best kind of cut. They take the least amount out of everyone. And so people have been asking, what would be the best way to do it? Well, Utrian's actually pretty solid.
And they also get the behind-the-scenes content as well. Yes?
Well, it's a bit tricky because Night's Watch it's not the same. It's not like Shadiversity behind-the-scenes content. And so we've been looking at what we can do for the Night's Watch audience. And you guys, if you have ideas, let us know in either the chat or the comments below. What we could give to you as a kind of a bonus, because there's not as much behind the scenes stuff. We could make separate behind the scenes stuff.
There's really not for Night's Watch.
Night's Watch is a bit tricky.
We're actually quite a well-oiled machine now. We're we hardly do any cuts. The cuts usually just
we sit down and we get a video in one take.
Yeah.
For Night's Watch, it's a little different because with Shadiversity, we're making mistakes, things happen, funny things happen, so it's not the same sort of excess.
And I was thinking of perhaps releasing videos to members earlier. They get early access. My concern with that, though, is someone could take that link and post it in because it's an unlisted link usually.
And you can watch it if it's unlisted. Yeah.
But I guess that shouldn't affect views too much, even if it gets leaked, because it's the people watching the same video and that have watched it anyway. And the views
how early would you want to do it?
Well, usually it'll just be maybe 6 hours. Like for the Mario review, for instance, we could have released that maybe to, members 4 to 6 hours earlier before it dropped.
Yeah, but usually we're right on the line.
We are pretty close on the line with a lot of the stuff. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely do what we can to try and give something back to you guys, but let us know if there's something else.
Yeah. We'll brainstorm ideas for stuff we can give people who specifically sign up to the members on the watch.
People want Conan streams.
I love Conan. I want to do it as well. The problem is right now, gaming is the thing I do to try and relax.
Yeah.
As soon as I do a stream, it's work because I need to just pay attention to the chat. There's an audience there. And I've done this before. I tried to do gaming content more regularly and it was draining. I couldn't relax in doing it. And we are pushed to our limits right now. I can't actually express how incredibly exhausted I am. Did I mention I have chronic fatigue syndrome?
People want feet pics of me. No, not happening. That's not for you.
We have one here.
And also a good question.
If you insist, no! These guys, they're just I can't believe he did that.
On stream as well. That's up there forever now.
That's it forever.
We can't stop that.
This is live.
I'm not ashamed of my feet. What's wrong to be ashamed?
There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just that
I don't want to see
it. Need to be covered. Okay. Well, there was one question here asking about.
Look, my eyes demonetized.
Brendan asked, "Does it matter if we support Shadiversity or Night's Watch for our rewards for you?"
So Shadiversity, you'll get the behind-the-scenes Shadiversity content. We are looking at what we can do for Night's Watch. I would usually say support the channel that you watch the most and want to help out. Or you could do both.
You could do both, but
I know it's tough times, and anyone who's able to support anything, we are very grateful for.
if you like the sort of content on Shadiversity, you will get more regular behind the scenes stuff, because when we film a video, there's just more behind the scenes stuff. So it's easier for us to actually put that together. And then we've got one going out tonight, a behind the scenes tonight going out for those members. For Night's Watch, like we said,
I can just post the link on Night's Watch. It seems a little weird, though, to say I as member content for Night's Watch, Shadiversity content. Yeah. I can just give it to them. I can post the link. What do you guys just want that so you don't miss out? Seems like it's a little weird. I would rather do dedicated content for the members here, whether that's just maybe a quick members only live stream where we just can chat with the members, or
that's
actually, because I know some people, they do like a pre-stream before the main stream.
Oh, hey.
And so members, maybe you can come in for like 10-15 minutes before we go live on the main channel.
See, there we go.
Haha.
Yep.
We're figuring it out. Doing it live.
Yeah, we are doing it live. Yeah.
Also, people are saying that your feet pic's not going to go into our wiki feet. Send it. No, actually, no, send it. No, thank you.
It was just a very convenient thing. Someone asked about it, and I just happened to have my feet out, and so I like if you are.
That was definitely a moment for Pocket Sand. You are correct. There's a reason why we taught you those techniques, for people who try and pull out their feet near you.
All righty, we do have some items to discuss for the stream, so let's get to it.
So, which one do you want to start off with?
Start with Mando.
Mando.
I thought that was Mario, because I'm interested in the Mario ratings. That was kind of...
So far, it's doing well.
I had even before... No, where did it was like last night? I got a glimpse. I don't like Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's and by the way, how Rotten Tomatoes works, it's like 50-50. So many percentage of people just liked it, basically, and so it's not like it's an 8 out of 10 on a rating. This could all of them could think it was 6 out of 10, but if so many people think that, it gets like the 80% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that.
I had a quick look at the comments on the video, and they were very even. People agreeing, and then people saying they don't like your take because you don't like it.
I mean, there's going to be people who just love the film. Nathan's very
Nathan's a good example of that.
We had dedicated fan representation in our review.
We did.
Good to have it there. But look at that. So 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't like the website, but it does seem like it's a positive. And I said this, kids are going to love it, and they're going to be the main audiences for it, as well as fanboys. If you want something with a bit more substance.
But it's a game. I know that people who are going to want to watch this aren't going in for that. Like Nathan wasn't. He didn't mind. You didn't mind that it didn't have that much story, right? You just like seeing the adaptation.
Yeah.
And all the Easter eggs.
Just give me a YouTube video with it being 3D and I would have been happy. Very, very low bar these days, folks. Very low bar.
But in terms of how much it's made, I had a quick glimpse. What was it, 128 million for its opening? Something big, which is very expected. There's a lot of Mario fans around the world.
How do you think this is going to impact Dungeons and Dragons?
Apparently that wasn't doing well, actually.
Yes. And the comparison was to Shazam, and it had a larger opening than Shazam, but the expectation it would kind of follow suit where the interest would die off. Yeah. But the thing is, it has a larger budget than Shazam, and so on balance, it can be considered actually a flop. The big thing that's going to determine Dungeons & Dragons is how much legs it has, how much continue watchability, because Shazam had a really big drop-off, which makes sense. So everyone who was really keen to watch it, and then there wasn't good word of mouth for it because the movie is...
It's fine. We all liked it. Watch the review. We all liked it.
It's bad.
We all like it.
The more I think about it, the worse it gets. It's bad.
Shazam or D&D?
Shazam is bad. D&D I like.
Check the review out. We all liked it. We all liked it on that day.
But D&D is a legitimately better film, and I think it already has better word of mouth by multiple people. I watched Drinker's review on it. Drinker thought it was really good. Well, he was good enough. It's certainly flaws, but he was in the same kind of... He doesn't give ratings, does he? No, I don't think he does. But it sounded, just from his feedback, around the same 7 out of 10 territory that I was sitting on. There are some people who don't like it. Gary, Nerdrotic, didn't like it. He thought it was very middling. But there's a lot more positive word of mouth for Dungeons and Dragons than there is for Shazam, which makes me think it could have longer legs, get a bit better at the box office. But with Mario coming out, oh boy, is that going to just kneecap its prospects?
I think it'll dominate the box office because there's a lot of Mario fans, a lot of older Mario fans, and it's also the appeal for kids as well. So you have a very wide demographic that it's going to appeal to. So I think it's just going to destroy everything. It's Mario Nintendo's big movie now.
Yeah. Would it bring more people back to the cinemas to see the indie and give it a chance? Probably not.
But the ratings one we were talking about in the nightly news was Mando.
Mandalorian ratings. But you guys, I haven't seen the most recent episode.
Neither.
And some of the clips that show Jack Black in it, and it's just like...
I haven't watched any of it yet.
I have watched all except the most recent episode.
Same.
Ooh, boy, is it bad! Ooh, boy!
You see, when he says that, it makes me go, oh, maybe I might like it. But then when Nathan says that, I go, okay. All right, now I'm upset. So, Nathan,
that there was a lot of filler, and not even just filler, just like bad filler. Because you can have good filler that has good story and actually progresses.
But we've spoken about this. The reason why filler's okay in something like the Clone Wars, when you have 25 episodes. But when you have 8 episodes, 2 to 3 years apart, filler is unacceptable. It just is.
Good point. It should be just called the what's the other lady Mandalorian?
Bo-Katan.
It should be called the Bo-Katan show.
You know she's a terrorist, right? Like she's a literal terrorist.
Makes sense.
In Clone Wars,
She was in the group called Death Watch, terrorizing the pacifist people. Like she's a little. I always bring that up because people love Bo-Katan. I'm always like, she's a legit terrorist, right? Like,
but is she a freedom fighter?
She overthrew.
Technically,
her sister.
Technically, the rebels were terrorists.
Yeah. The Mandalorian government that she overthrew was the legitimate government, and they were pacifist government. They wanted to go back to the warrior culture, and her sister was the Duchess. So she overthrew her sister, and they were the terrorist group.
Well, Bo-Katan, every time she's there to show up Mando. Like especially is episode 2, like holy crap, they make him so incompetent he almost drowns even though his helmet has a now sealing breathing device and is just there, needs to be saved by Bo-Katan, and it's unbelievable.
Is that true, Nathan?
It's true. He walks into the water and he goes too deep, and then he just starts drowning.
He just trips.
Not even a trip though, because it's underwater. So he's like,
it's
a bit too deep,
and then sinks like a stone, and for some reason is unconscious because reasons.
And then she has to go save him.
Why don't you trust me, Tyranth?
Well, because I know that we disagree on a lot of things when it comes to Star Wars and different takes. So I know that while I don't agree with him on everything as well, I know that he was on the same wavelength as me when it comes to these things.
It's bad. It's a Bo-Katan show now, and something happens in not the most recent episode, but the second, like that they do for Bo-Katan, which contradicts so much.
They just need to learn to rename their shows, because Kenobi should have been the Leia or Reva TV show. Boba Fett should have been Mando season 3. This one should have been you can't market your stuff.
They have an entire episode where most of it isn't even with Mando. It's just
the Empire
rehabilitation guy in Coruscant.
Yeah, that was the rip-off Andor episode that people hated.
The hour-long episode.
Yeah. Out of all the 25-minute ones, which when you take away the intro and outro, it's 18 minutes. You give them an hour-long episode that people have been clamoring for, and then doesn't even have Mando in it.
Oh my gosh, this show. And admittedly, I haven't seen the most recent one, but the second last one was at least fun. There were fun elements. It was more action-oriented. It was still stupid.
So the reason why we're talking about Mando is because the ratings for it have been very low. Lower than... Did you want to pull up the thing? Because there's a chart.
I don't know the thing.
It's Mandalorian Season 3 debuted lower than The Last of Us and a lot of other TV shows where all the other seasons completely destroyed them.
Well, it's interesting because Mandalorian was almost Star Wars' flagship show at the moment. It was the most popular. Season 2 ended with such a big thing for fans and people watching it. And what I feel amazing. What killed it was one, the space between seasons,
Yep.
and
Book of Boba.
Book of Boba Fett,
Kenobi.
Was there another one? Well, Andor. No one
Andor.
cared about Andor.
Yeah.
But especially Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi, the dumpster fires. That checked out so many people from Star Wars who were still hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, that is true. So it's fascinating to see because people aren't caring about it. And Mando was the thing where everybody's like, no, Star Wars isn't dead. We got Mando. We got this coming out. It's like, well, if this latest season isn't actually good, like maybe people have checked out, but if it was good, people would come back because they want to watch it.
It's lost. They have no idea where they want this show to go, what they want Mando to do, because, he got rid of Grogu, and Grogu is merchandise galore. We can't have him lose Grogu. And so they subvert that whole thing in Book of Boba Fett, and now he's back. And then what is he going to do? Just, it's so stupid. Like, I need to be redeemed by bathing in the waters of thingy bob.
I wonder what they're going to do. Because if this entire season has been very poorly received, especially compared to the later ones, and then on top of that, the ratings are way lower, might be in trouble.
I'm thinking they gave up movies because some of that stuff fell down. Like TV's the future, streaming, and now it's just like.
You know what annoys me about the whole movie thing is if you take a season of the Mandalorian and actually cut out all the the beginning and the ends, like the intros and outros, it just makes one movie the length. It's like 2.5 hours, one season.
The first 3 episodes of Mando could probably be put into a solid enough movie with a decent enough climax. I mean, because I think that's some of the best stuff that Mandalorian has made was those first 3 episodes, and then it just starts to really go off the cliff for me. And season 2 was just...
Season 2 was just what?
Dog crap, Tyranth. It was dog crap.
Why don't you trust my takes on things? This is why.
Why don't you think season 2 was good?
Yeah. Do you know how much, for a prequel fan, do you know how much meat was in there that we got to see? Nathan, how much was in season 2 that we finally got to see? We got to see flashbacks to Death Watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but what you're being, and I know this is dumb coming from the guy who likes Mario movie, okay? But the things that you are pleasing over are like food scraps.
Yes, they are food
They're
scraps.
food scraps.
But
like, here is a Clone Wars trooper. Look, here's a Clone Wars droid.
Yes, but since Disney...
Here's Luke Skywalker! And everyone's like, oh! And then it ends with, it starts next season with like, nothing ever happened.
Since Disney bought Star Wars, we have literally got nothing as prequel fans. So getting scraps is like a full course meal at this point. So, yes.
Oh, you're like an abused housewife.
Yeah. At least he still loves me, right?
No, I'm at the point where I'm like, hey, if this season is bad, I'm waiting until it all comes out and I'm going to watch it all myself. And if I don't like it, I may legitimately just be done because I'm like sick of this.
That is significant because you're a massive Star Wars fan.
Like,
Look at what he makes.
I'm hoping Ahsoka is good, but at the same time, I'm sick of seeing Ahsoka stuff. I love Ahsoka, but Dave Filoni just wants Star Wars to be the Ahsoka.
Every time we
Star Wars
ask,
story.
is she going to die? He's like...
Also...
Like, Tales of the Jedi was fantastic. And Ahsoka, for some reason, was in the beginning and the end. Like, the whole thing was about Dooku and him and Qui-Gon, and then, for some reason, there was an episode about Ahsoka at the start and at the end. For no reason.
I haven't watched all of the Clone Wars, right? But I watched enough to get a kind of good enough impression of Ahsoka's character. And live-action Ahsoka seems like a plank of wood. I know she has an arc that makes her a bit more jaded, should I say? Because she's a Grey Jedi now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a Grey Jedi. It's just she becomes, on average, a little bit more boring in the sort of the Empire stuff. When she's in the Clone Wars, she's a lot younger and a lot more...
Plucky.
She's a lot more like Anakin, and they're always doing fun stuff. So when you get to the Empire stuff, and it's always the dark times, she is a little bit more...
It would be good to at least see some of that personality. She's just so stale.
I hope the show's good. I hope
based on this plank of wood we have in live action, I'm not interested in it now. It's just nostalgia bait at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's just Dave Filoni. He's like, hey, I want Ahsoka in literally everything I can jam it into.
So,
But yeah,
Is she hooking up with Luke Skywalker? That's what people really want to know.
it's one of those things where, how do you feel about that, Nathan, when people say that?
It was so wrong. That's what it's like.
Like 20 different thoughts go through my brain. I go, I don't know what to say.
Hey, your
here.
dad trained me. Want to hook up?
I'm old enough to be. Oh, she was still young, I
She
guess.
was- yeah, she was still young,
But
yeah.
still,
Is Luke old enough? That's the question.
yeah. Just the Star Wars Expanded Universe seems that there was such good stories and fun and dynamic stuff, and Mara Jade, isn't that Luke's
Yeah, Mara
wife and
Jade,
stuff?
yeah,
Like,
Khan,
you could be
all that
having
stuff.
all of that. All of that as a great blueprint for, continuing on Star
But you
Wars.
see, Disney doesn't want that. They just want.
They want the money. Well, they'd have to pay royalties.
They take away all the stuff you want, and then they make their own, which
Because
is
if
terrible.
they're greedy as hell, if they did that, they'd have to pay royalties to the original creators that's based on, though they like to try and scum out of that as any way possible. Like Disney has not been paying royalties for like people who made properties for like Aliens. They bought when they acquisitioned Fox and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're that scummy that they probably wouldn't anyway. But no, it's like just to avoid any of it, we'll just make up our own, and it's crap, and they don't have the talent.
But Mandalorian ratings are not good for this season.
Not good at all.
From everything that I've heard from people, the season itself is also not very good. What do you want to do next?
So there's a trailer for Blue Beetle.
There is.
Batman's a fascist.
I haven't seen this.
I haven't seen the trailer yet either.
I haven't you?
No.
The Blue Beetle has always been an odd one for me. Never really grabbed me as an interest. Maybe it's got potential. The trailer, if you took out just the crapping on Batman at the end, it's probably maybe fun. Really standard tier, run of the mill.
It's still a character that I
superhero
don't care
stuff.
about.
That's one of the issues. Unless it really stands out, I don't think it's going to grab a lot of people's interests because it looked so schlock, middle of the road superhero content.
It feels like
But, and the main difference was that his Hispanic. That's they really like.
Yeah.
I don't know why that should draw people in. It's like trying to say you should be interested in Spider-Man because he's white. It's like, no, that we're interested because interesting character dynamics. He has conflicts, he struggles, and Spider-Man is really well written. And Blue Beetle seems to be like, I don't know. They're trying to grab things off other superheroes. Where it's a bit of Spider-Man and there's a bit of Batman, and then they'll grab a bit of something else and
So,
mash
Blue
it, a bit of
Beetle-
Iron Man.
So, this is just off the top of my head, so I'm sure chat or commenters will correct me. But Blue Beetle, I'm pretty sure it's a literal Blue Beetle bug that's either an alien or technology.
It's a bit
or
of
something.
alien technology
And
with
it
an artificial intelligence.
Gets attached to him and makes him like
Iron Man.
Yeah,
It's
kind
like
of.
Spider-Man, Iron Man, Batman, MASH.
Yeah. It's a character that I've never been interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a bad character, I just don't care. It feels like they're trying to do what
Well-
they did with like they did with lesser characters
Mm-hmm.
in Marvel, how they made them big characters. It feels like they're trying to do that.
Nathan, you should look up old school Blue Beetle. So this teenage Blue Beetle, it's kind of like it's the one following on after, where old school Blue Beetle was a bit more campy, let's say.
Which one should I go?
He is a guy with a gun. Old school Blue Beetle. Could we share the screen just so people
Yeah, I'm
can?
gonna put this in. That's not what we want.
Oh, you can just show
We'll just do Google.
the Google screen. So old school Blue Beetle, guy with a gun. They really tried to make it like, I don't think it was ever that popular,
Yeah.
and so they really, really tried to update the Blue Beetle.
Just that face. I'm Labella.
And make it a kid, and so if you click on that one, then this is the new
this is the
Blue
new one.
Beetle.
Yeah.
Try to get, make him cooler. It's now a teenage character who's
And he is a mix of everything.
yeah,
You're like Iron Man,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man, Batman, even like Black Panther
Black
or like
Panther,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Like, it's just like if everything was put together.
Yeah. There was a moment in the trailer that I thought was actually cool, but I'm a sucker for swords. He makes a sword.
okay.
Swords are cool. But then So this is like a holdover from there was still DC properties being made before the James Gunn reboots.
Yeah.
It's like one of the last vestiges still there. And look, I have no idea if the James Gunn reboots are going to have propaganda or crap in it.
Well, the problem is like lead with your best foot. Are you putting your best foot forward with Blue Beetle?
I think this is going to be a Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Can you bring up the trailer? Because I don't know what this Batman bit is. I haven't actually seen the trailer yet. So is it like what does he say? What does he say?
It's his uncle or someone related to him at the very end where he comments like, it's like Batman. I don't know how he knows it's like Batman. And then he's just like, Batman's a fascist. And how would he even know that? Like,
What's that got to do with anything?
Is it before or after the
I
title?
think it's after the title.
Okay.
So, still, you probably won't be able to hear much, but...
We've
hooked up the audio.
Oh, hey!
Bro, it's like Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist.
Like,
Huh.
why? What point? They added that at the end as like something fun. You know how you usually add a joke at the end to make people even more, positive about the film? Why?
That does not.
Why?
Now, first off, this looks terrible, but the actor playing him is actually from Karate Kid, Miguel.
Oh, is
And
it?
I actually like that actor, and I like Karate Kid. Cobra Kai.
So,
I get them mixed up. Cobra Kai, the new stuff.
I'm gonna flick over to the part that I thought was cool. One of the few parts. Where is it? Okay,
The song.
it's this one.
I can create.
Let's party.
It's a giant sword.
If you had a movie with just that, you would have a successful superhero movie.
See, if they just
saying.
had the whole trailer as that, Shad, you'd be like, I'm so excited for this! It's so good!
Yeah, we'll talk about jangling keys before. Here's my jangling keys. That was cool. It was flashy. It was spinning around. Make a movie of that. I'd be on board.
Well, that's going to be in the movie.
We need
so-
more sword representation in superhero films. I'm adamant about. Wonder Woman. She had one. It's a bit small.
But that's a very thick sword, almost giant.
You could do.
know?
Yeah, this was a big sword. You could
Yeah.
be like big sword representation. But the rest of the film was very much just stock standard, like, oh, I now have superpowers. And you don't get much out of it. They try to make him seem like an underdog, but then they end with that. And what mindset do the creators? In what world do you think that would make people more positively inclined to your film? People love Batman.
He's one of the most popular superheroes of all time.
And you have a character just unironic. And what amazes me, it means the people making this must be so deluded in their ideology that they actually think most people agree with them, to the point where calling out fascism and Batman is problematic because he's rich and everything like that means people are going to love it and be on board. They are that deluded. And if these are the type of people making this movie, holy crap.
I don't know if that's true, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, apparently
No,
the director
no.
of the movie
Has said naughty things on...
interesting tweets and then deleted them.
Yes, but I've actually seen people showing the tweets.
It's real?
It looks real. So the people making this, even the director, seem to be unhinged activists.
Well, I like the actor, the main actor. He's good in Cobra Kai. I like him in Cobra
But-
Kai. So.
Great way to just kill interest in your film.
Because what's going to happen when they make a new Batman movie? It's like, Batman, the fascist. And then make a whole movie about that instead.
Which one's coming out first, Blue Beetle or Flash? Is Flash coming first?
I thought Flash was. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, because remember in the James Gunn thing, he's like, I don't want to start in the DCU reboot with Blue Beetle. And we're all like, really?
I'm genuinely curious how well the Flash is going to do. Because if Shazam didn't do well, which is, don't get me wrong, Shazam is not as popular as Flash, but
it'll do better because of Keaton Batman. People that's what we're like.
I feel like everybody knows about Ezra Miller at this point.
No, most normies don't. If I asked my mum, she would have no idea.
That's very normie, Shad. That's never normal.
If I asked my brother, he wouldn't know.
That just depresses me.
Yeah. True statements.
They're just
there,
not
Tyranth.
informed.
True
Not informed.
statements.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's the trailer. Blue Beetle. Great start. Great start. Doing great. Average film that didn't look interesting anyway, ruined by activists propagandizing.
Did you want to do some super chats before we get
We've
on?
had quite a few super chats. Should we do a little?
We'll do a few before we get on to the other topics.
Well, while Nathan is looking up that, what's your favorite color, Tyranth? Well, I know that anyway, but let everyone know.
This color.
That's Tyranth's favorite color.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
We have a couple of clashes because I wear that color and I like that color too.
And we've got some merch coming along the way, which I'm calling Tyranth exclusive color. It'll be this color, but I know Shad will wear. It's my color too. Yeah. All right, so we'll do a few super
Also,
chats.
can I just say the fact that he likes this color? I've seen him fight with an old lady over a pen that was that color. She was using it. The register. He's like, "I'll pay $2, $5. Give me the pen. Give me the pen."
They were out of stock, and
She was using it. She's the owner, and he's bargaining. "Give me the pen with this maroon color."
she was fantastic. She actually had some in the stock that she kept for herself. She's like, "Here, you can have if you want to buy this one." I'm like, "You're awesome. Thank you so much."
And we go back then. You always the first thing you do is go find the pens.
Do you know how hard it is to find things in this color?
Yeah, but still, you already had 8 pens.
Yeah. So then I have the rest of my
9,
life.
9 now instead.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just saying, he goes crazy for this color. If you want to,
yeah, it's really hard. Do you know how long it took me to find a Gambison in this color?
You a bit.
And I've literally just got it today. I just got my new Gambison today, and it took me months to find one. Oh, sorry, super chats, yes.
okay. The first one, yeah, this one here, is from. Oh man, can I even say your name? Walalimuna for 550 rupees, I think. BRL. I don't know. Interesting choice for trailers. Does that mean you'll have Tyranth do a medieval myth-busting episode on how effective it is to fight in a dress?
Yes.
I mean, when you have a full-length Gambison on, it's kind of like that anyway. They are
Medieval
heavy.
men, they actually wore the equivalent of what we would call dresses.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very
I
difficult.
have a video on Shadiversity.
It's actually difficult when you, especially when you're in a heavy Gambison.
People, it's funny. People just call them robes, but it's effectively the exact same garment. And you can actually fight. They're very breezy, quite comfortable.
They're very breezy, but they weigh you down, and
Not as much as pants.
Yeah, not as much, but they always restrict me. Like, this is very lightweight. When I've got my Gambison on, it's like, I can't move.
Thank you for the super chat, though. We'll be exploring this more.
The next one is from, can't wait to see what happens next. From West Britannicus for 10 USD. He said, "Hey lads, great to see you. Shad, if books are generating great revenue, then I encourage you to go all in on your Star Wars-esque literary project. Find eager, talented writers via contests."
So slow progress with it, but it's still on my mind, and I definitely want to do it. And it's going to be just, hopefully I'll still have the means to do it. And I think with the support, I can still, dedicate the funds to produce it. And so what I've been working on in the meantime, because I just work on what I can, elements. And so I've been concepting the visual look. If people remember, I did a big, long live stream about, let's replace Star Wars, and I was talking about all the things. And I got good feedback about the visual style for it. And the feedback was like a mix between medieval sci-fi and the same type of mix that you see, say, Treasure Planet, but instead of pirates and sci-fi, medieval and sci-fi.
I love Treasure Planet.
I love Treasure Planet.
Such an
It's great.
underappreciated
It
genre.
is. And so what I've been doing is making concept images with AI generators to get the visual look, and some are very, very cool. And I'm talking about hundreds of images, by the way.
Of course.
And this is going to be so great as a visual reference library to give to my artists, who I'll eventually hire, to show just all the things. And I'm currently kind of balancing an interesting thing, how far I want to step into it, because in the live stream we kind of decided, well, and this is something that I wanted, I told everyone, that it's a futuristic world where basically there's easy, effective, healthy, safe body augmentation to the point where there's basically no overweight people as a result. You can just have an injection, have a pill, technology, something, and so everyone is very, very fit in this film. In this universe it will be. And as a result, that would affect fashion. and they like to present their figures a bit more. And so as to how much, I guess, modesty is in the society, I'm weighing up. And I'm got concept pieces to show, different levels. Some look very good.
Sorry, what I just heard from that is Shad wants hot women in it, so he's created an entire backstory of why he can have hot women.
It'll sell. No, and this is also...
I'm just saying, you don't need the backstory, you can just do it.
This thing, I resent the idea and attack against traditional beauty standards.
That's fine.
I'm not on board with the whole, fat acceptance movement. I think we should be as healthy as possible. I'm also not on board with the idea that you can't be healthy and still have a bit of chonk on you. You can, okay? And beauty is in the eye of the beholder and stuff, but there's a balance. When it comes to heroic stories, I think it's great to present the ideal, the heroic ideal, and that's why superheroes should be cut and fit. So I want that element in this, and anyway, some of the artwork has been. Maybe I'll share it. I share some of the artwork because it's there. I can just
members only for Night's Watch. Oh. What do you guys think? You want to see more of? Have we really decided on or what is it?
I think it's
All-Star.
We can still workshop it a bit.
It's called All-Star.
Figure it out. But did you guys want to see some concept art for that? You've done hundreds.
I was making a whole heap last night. Because a lot of the images came out too colourful, and so I was working with a new model that did sci-fi better and had better sci-fi backgrounds, and I was getting good results.
It's funny. I actually installed the AI art thing on one of my laptops, and it's terrible. It is terrible.
It's because you don't know how to use it. It requires
perhaps,
talent.
but I'm just sitting there like I can draw this quicker and get the result that I want rather than just clicking the button over and over. Like I can just draw better than this.
This is the people think it's just clicking a button. What you need to work with the right models. You need to figure out what prompt will also guide it to the right results. Then you need to know how to tweak. It's
I don't know if I can draw it quicker than it takes me to do all that. I don't see why.
The level of quality I'm able to produce.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can get what I want right away because I know exactly what I want. I can see it in my head, so I'll just draw it out rather than having to go through all.
That's when you're after specificity, right. And with specificity, sometimes it's very hard to hone it in. But with what I want broad, different arrangements and designs, and multiple different designs, and this can just spit it out constantly. And
I just don't see a use that I would ever personally use it for. It's just like if I am always specific, I always know what I want. I can just do that rather than generate a whole bunch of stuff. I tried it, wasn't feeling it.
That's fine.
I thought I would. I thought I'd be like, yeah, this is great, and I'm like, nah.
You probably still don't know how to use it, right?
I'm sure you can teach
what
me.
model?
You spent enough time doing it.
What model were you using?
I'm supposed to use a model?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go. There we go.
He just downloaded Diffusion, opened it up, and pressed generate, and then he's like, "This is so difficult."
I put it on my prompts like you do on the online ones, and it did
The
terrible
base
results.
model is not good.
You need to get to the models. You need to get into the text to image, and then the image to image, and then you.
As an
Slide
artist,
it.
I can just do my own. I don't care.
That's fine. That's fine.
But what's the next one?
Next one is from Mohammed Al-Banai for 500 QAR.
Wow.
Thank you, my man. Thank you guys for everything you do.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for the support.
Now, we do... All right, let's get back to some of the trailers, because there is a Nightmare Fuel trailer that dropped. That is... Could you look this up? I just got you guys to see some of this stuff, and we'll show you guys. We can turn off the sound, but... Oh, boy! I kind of want to review it. It looks so bad!
We are not the target audience.
No, we're not!
You want us to review this?
Yep. So I am talking about the new Barbie trailer. Have a look at this, guys. And it looks awful.
A lot of pink.
All right, so do you know why they did that?
Because Barbie only has
The actual hills, yeah.
Hi, Barbie.
That looks so bad.
So everybody's an NPC in this world, obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Ken or a Barbie in this Barbie world.
Right.
And they don't show much of the story. I think it's going to be them going into the real world and then isn't it funny how out of place and quirky they are?
Well, I mean, they really wouldn't be. There's NPCs all over the world.
I mean, if they go to California or something, go to Hollywood, they'd fit right in.
Oh my gosh. the other thing that really kind of stands out, Ryan Gosling, and Margot Robbie, their age is starting to show, and you really see it in this trailer. And it's just like, that doesn't make you suit the role very much.
Hi, Ken.
Oh, music! We gotta cut the music. We can turn it off because this doesn't look like. In actual fact, there's a part at the end of the trailer where they start to talk about having a beach off, but it's a play on words to say I'll beach you off, and it's very adult humor, and so it's like, okay, this is an adult targeted film. Then who is gonna be interested in this dumpster fire? Middle-aged women.
I was gonna say, dare I say, the opposite of us.
Still has importance for young girls to appreciate and enjoy and stuff. I don't know, like...
I don't know what I'm watching. I genuinely have no idea what I'm watching.
It's like watching an epileptic...
I'm just going to assume that I'm not the target demographic, so this is going all over I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to do a comedy based on Barbie tropes, and nothing is funny in this trailer. It's very cringe as well. So... Now, when I say, like, a lot of there's heaps of Barbie films, right? Have you seen all these animated Barbie films everywhere?
Oh, yeah, I've seen all of them, Shad. I watch them religiously. Yeah, I watch every single one.
Have you seen them? Have you
seen them around?
That they exist, seen them around, yes. And interestingly enough, my daughter has enjoyed a good number of them. As a result, I've been able to see it. And a lot of them are lighthearted, wholesome, girl stuff that girls will love.
So you like the Barbie films?
I can appreciate what they are.
They weren't trash.
Then there was a show.
But Shazam's not good, right?
There was an animated show called Barbie's something Dream House of Fun, right?
Getting specific here.
It was legitimately funny. I'm not kidding. It was actually good.
You heard it here. Shad doesn't like the Mario movie, but he likes Barbie.
Part of me wants to look up this
Dream
House trailer.
It was a TV series.
Dream House Adventures. Full episodes. Yeah.
Full episodes.
You know, sometimes I wonder how we stray so far from medieval stuff.
Shad, your tastes have changed.
Is this the right one though? That one is one of the episodes. I recognize the animation style. Yeah. My kids watch this stuff. As a father, you end up watching it actually has funny, quirky humor in it. I can recommend.
I'll take your word for it.
This is the thing though. If they made the film like that, or something traditionally wholesome Barbie related, aimed for kids, I think that actually could be very successful.
I don't think that's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing at all. This trailer looks like such a massive misfire, shockingly so. And I remember, the Barbie Dream House of Fun, right? They even there was a gag on Game of Thrones in it, where, it was a bit Game of Thrones, bit Mafia style thing.
You were really enjoying it, weren't you?
It had some funny moments where, the sisters are in the show, and one of the sisters tries to beg for the other sisters for help, and I don't know, she gets thrown out the window, and then it cuts to her sitting on the throne like she disrespected the family. Anyway, it was quirky, it was fun.
I can just imagine you sitting there with her watching it and go, all right, next episode now.
She dishonors the family.
I like Anvik's comment of, Shad, your expertise is astounding.
Yeah.
Your expertise,
British,
not just in medieval, but in Barbie as well.
Look, if you actually want a very high recommendation kids show, the remade DuckTales
Didn't watch it because I'm not a kid.
Top tier. I do not shame kids.
No, I'm just saying,
man.
There's no way I'd have any knowledge of this.
I know, but the remade DuckTales is better than the original. David Tennant does the voice of Scrooge McDuck in it, right? And they give Huey, Dewey, and Louie distinct personalities where they were just all the same back in the thing. And look, they make Libby a girl boss, but they still make her charming because she is so socially awkward. And Huey, Dewey, Louie, they're key, and some of the personalities are just great. Where like, man, Huey is the red one, I think. He is the one who is more like the woodchuck original kind of Huey, Dewey, Louie character. Then Dewey, he's basically, I don't know, the evil one, the greedy one. He's always after money and stuff. And they play it off really well. And so in the first episode, when they meet Libby, she's like, hey, is it true that, out of triplets, one of you is the evil one? Yeah, it's Louie. and it's just like, yeah. And there's actually legitimate good humor in the remade DuckTales. Highly recommend. And good nostalgia and references to the old school Disney cartoons. Like they have references to Darkwing Duck in it and the other episodes and characters. Anyway, good stuff.
So that was the Barbie stuff. I love how we go on these tangents.
We go places here on the watch.
What else did we have, Nathan, for?
Rings of Power is burning down. Not actually, but there was a fire in the warehouse near where they were filming this season 2 for Rings of Power.
A horse also died?
That's also true. But I clicked
really?
On this article.
On the set of the filming, a horse died, yeah.
Of what?
Admittedly cringe for being in Rings of Power.
I thought that would probably be the case. I just want to make sure it's not like... Did they get injured or did they have like a heart attack from like explosions?
It was some type of heart failure thing where it just died.
Yeah.
So, cringe.
Cringe.
Its heart gave out. I can't be here. And the horse just dead.
Okay.
Poor horse. But anyway, I clicked on this article because they were saying how there's a fire, Rings of Power.
Yes, poor horse for being in Rings of Power. Now it has the sweet release of death. I like... It's a happy ending.
So you did like the Mario movie and you did like the Little Star.
How is that related?
Nathan?
Well, because the little star was talking about the sweet release of death and,
okay.
how dark everything is in the void. And
He's literally forgotten.
I've forgotten
24
already.
hours.
It's out of my mind. The crap film, once it's reviewed, gone. Though I need to try and keep it relevant enough in my head for Friday Night Tights. We'll be talking about that. I wonder who is going to be eating pineapple pizza. Not me.
You don't like pineapple pizza?
Of course not. It's an abomination.
Okay, so if you're poor...
Of course, Tyranth likes pineapple on pizza. We have to disagree on everything.
Hold your horses here. Okay.
Thanks for a good panel.
No. So in our country, there is Coles pizza, the frozen pizza. It's all terrible.
It is.
Except for the one with the pineapple, because that's palatable. Like the pineapple actually gives it a bit more flavor. I'm not going to...
Tyranth.
I'm not going to...
Are you defending frozen pizza?
Yes, you've reached new lows. Not only are you defending pineapple pizza, you're defending frozen pizza.
In this economy,
Holy
with this inflation, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Gosh, my goodness.
Man's got to eat. I've never in my entire life, I've never gone to a store and bought a pineapple pizza, like an actual freshly cooked one. But in terms of frozen pizzas, they're all terrible. So yeah, I'll have.
They are. Make your own.
I got a poll. Chat, tell us. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
You gotta have frozen pizza. I'm never gonna get a normal.
We already know the answer for frozen pizza.
Well, what I do is I get frozen pizza, but then I buy my own salami, I get some ham, and like
you do that, yeah.
I do stuff on top, and then so it's like an extra. It's like just a mountain of just goodness.
Yeah. What's it half? So half agree with me. There we go.
Oh, it's going up to No's to winning by 53%.
Yeah. Well,
This is the correct answer.
it's okay to be wrong. Yes, everybody is once in a while. Not me, but yeah.
Also, on the Rings of Power front, did you hear that more accurate information got leaked about how many people kept watching Rings of Power?
Did it get
Only a third of the audience who started Rings of Power watched it all the way through to the end. Only a third.
Well.
Doesn't surprise me. And this got leaked from someone in Amazon, by the way.
Yeah, someone was like, yeah, come on, it's legal, let's let them know.
Rings of Power is such a dosifier, and Amazon was so desperate to try and present it as a success when it actually found out the bare minimum that they wanted was a 50% audience retention.
But do remember, they've already come out and said that season 2, they're not changing course.
I know.
They're still doing exactly what they're going to do for season 2.
Well,
season 3, they might make changes.
They tried to gaslight people to say that we listen to feedback. There's going to be bigger battles and everything like that. But in that same article, they were saying that they don't listen to feedback.
We can't change anything though.
It's like the script's already written and it's going ahead. And wow. And so, if so many people didn't even bother finishing season 1, how many of them are going to be bothered to watch season 2?
Can you just also imagine?
And how long's the wait as well?
When the trailer came out for the first season, how much backlash they had. Can you imagine the season 2 trailer when they double down on things or they try to subvert things? You know, give me a Joel arc in this new season 2, but actually dies off in the first episode or something. Like,
you know, the internet can be, sad sometimes. But when the Rings of Power trailers came out, it was a glorious time to see those millions of people were not happy.
Hey,
Pineapple pizza. Thank you, Gary. I'm dealing with these people, heathens.
Look. I suppose we should have at least one, pineapple representation on the show.
I said for frozen pizza. For frozen pizza.
Wow, that is such an indictment. If the only way it can be palatable is on frozen pizza.
Yeah, and what? If I go out, I'm gonna buy meat lovers. I'm a man. I want all the meat. But when you get a frozen meat lovers, it's terrible. It's terrible.
That frozen pizza, period, is terrible.
Exactly. So you get a pineapple one, you get a bit of flavor on it.
It's not helping the case here. Pineapple pizza is only good with frozen pizza because it's so crap and like the horrible taste masks.
Shad, your privilege is showing. Shad, your privilege.
Now, as an activist, look at it. Look at what it does to people here. It's great to see you, Gary. Polls are in. So, Rings of Power Season 2 is just Amazon. You get what you deserve. They're going to lose so much money. Yeah. It's amazing.
Because now people know what it's like. They know, because obviously
We know
when
what
it
we're
first
getting.
comes out, you know, you can still give it a bit of a chance.
the
but
amount of
now,
people that say, just wait till it comes out. You don't know it's bad yet. Just
I
wait.
love it when people say those sort of things.
Yeah.
That's my favorite type.
I don't know yet. It's just the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like, well, not like the directors or showrunners have said anything negative towards it.
This is bringing flashbacks, man. It's like remembering a war. The lies those showrunners said continually. Remember, they said black and white. It was one of the female producers or whatever. She was like, I saw individual hairs being put on. There will be female dwarves with beards. And the most we got was maybe some hairy sideburns. And we saw like a whole shot with all these female dwarves, no beards, like lying through their bloody teeth.
My favorite was the superfans. Maybe it can change him. I loved the backlash to that.
The showrunners even called the critics evil. Was it unironically evil or something evil?
Yeah.
Evil. We did a full reply video to that because that was just unbelievable.
And then all the response from professional Tolkien scholars and stuff. That was
Oh boy.
that was real special.
What a golden time. It was just revealing the
People
shills
Just
and
came
the
out the
corruption.
woodwork. It was just like, whoa, okay, Tolkien wasn't like this like 10 years ago. Okay.
Gosh.
This is 100% accurate. This is if we justify
Go back
it this
to the
way,
book. Go back to the book. Go back to the book. Oh, what a crap show, man. Remember when the volcano exploded and Galadriel survives a pyroclastic blow to the face and then she leaves people crying out in pain in the village to go walk off somewhere else?
What's your favorite quote of hers? The stone will sing.
Oh, yeah. A stone looks down and a boat looks up because a rock thinks.
Gosh.
Gary said that you don't reverse engineer true creative vision. That's an actual quote from the Amazon studio head, Jennifer.
The greatest thing that came out of Rings of Power was the blossoming love between Elrond and the dwarf guy.
Mine was Galadriel and Sauron because
Spoilers! Wait, Sauron's in this?
she can change him.
So
Only 1/3 of the people watching the show knew that.
it was so obvious. It's the first time it's introduced, looks can be deceiving. So and the fact we were just, guys, it's so obvious. It's Sauron. Remember the people tried to say You don't know it's him. It's not going to be him. Who can it?
Gary, when he was every single time he would update one of them, he was like, Hellbrand was definitely not sorry. He was right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning. Yeah. It was obvious, painfully obvious. And the jumping of the shark moment for me when they just it was like, my strategy is to give them something that they think they want and use that to control them. Yeah. Oh, he gives the black and white analogy of the One Ring. It's like, I wonder who he is. Yeah.
So all in all, we're excited for season 2.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
But the information that came out that only a third of the audience continued, right? Season 2, who is just going to start watching season 2 without needing, like you would think, they have to go through season 1. And season 1 has shown that it checks people out because it's so bad. Yeah. And so the audience for season 2 is going to be abysmal.
No. The official numbers will come out and 100 billion people will love it right from the first episode.
Oh my goodness. And like the only thing they could have possibly done to turn the ship around was to just go scorched earth, start over almost. Yeah. But kind of like what they did with Picard season 3. Listen to the feedback, make something that's true to the, source material, that's there for the fans, and then plead almost on bended knee to the fans to say, give us another chance, right? After saying we've listened to everything, they've done none of that. We've already seen how they're going to be doubling down. Yeah. And season 2 is going to be such a dumpster fire. Oh,
well, because we know it is. We know this is one of those things like we'll wait and see. No, we know for a fact it's going to be because they've come out and said that it's exactly the same as season 1. We know. It's already done.
It's just funny because it's not making them any money that they've invested into it. And the reason why I saw the article was because it wasn't the warehouse file that was interesting. They said that it's all in the UK, close by all their other stuff. It's very you can tell that they're panicking because they're not going to New Zealand. They're not doing any fancy things. It's just like budget costs, constraints.
It seems like the production for season 2 seems even, one might say, cursed at this moment. Now, if you're religiously minded, I don't tend to ascribe tragic events to the, righteousness of the individuals. Yet, when we responded to the Rings of Power calling, critics something evil.
Vilely evil.
It wasn't vilely evil. It was patently evil or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It was patently.
It was patently evil.
Patently
evil. We did a response breaking down. It's like, no. What you're actually espousing in Rings of Power by there's underlining themes and messages and the way you're subverting lore and everything, you're actually promoting very evil things. Like Rings of Power is an evil show if you actually want to break down the messages behind it. And it is horrifying, some of the crap that they're actually saying, right, in Rings of Power. Watch our video. Me and Nathan break this down, why Rings of Power is evil. And, it's like, now it seems cursed. It's just makes you think.
But yeah. Was there any other topics, Nathan?
Look, I think we should start wrapping up.
Yeah, we are getting towards the end. So let's go through super chats. All you wonderful people, we appreciate the support. And what's the next on the super chats?
So the next one's from Jack Manson for 10 USD, who asked, "I don't know what plans you have for the Shadlands, but what I've seen it'd be as a great spot for a summer camp. I don't know the requirements for Australia."
Yeah, unfortunately, the amount of work required versus the profit you could make off of something like that is not very viable. The intention for the Shadlands is, hopefully, like long term, I'd love to build a living history, park on it.
You gotta be very careful. Long term.
Long term.
Long term.
Everything on the Shadlands is on hold because things are too tight at the moment. The very first thing we wanted to do was a very simple timber framed facade. Small watchtower.
Yeah,
it would still look brilliant and similar in the lines to the castle that you see filming in front of on Shadiversity. And so that's something within. If we had a little bit of money, when I say a little, still considerable for the cost of the materials, but it's feasible. It's something that within our reach. Hopefully, when things get back on track, we can still look at pursuing that. Can't at the moment because it's too tight. And that would just be a set piece for like events, activities. Meet and greets even, stuff like that.
There is some stuff we want to do here, though, like in terms of making sets a little bit better. We spoke about the little stall that we want to do.
Yeah, yep.
There's some smaller scale stuff we want to do before that, because that's that takes a lot of resources to do that sort of stuff out on the Shadlands.
Yeah. And so, like I said, that's all on hold. The ad revenue's worse as ever been. So that's why membership and your support means more now than ever before. It really does. That's what's going to enable us to keep going. We're going to end up relying solely on that because ad revenue does not cover expenses at the moment. So thank you to everyone who's supporting us because you'll be the ones keeping us afloat.
Next one's from Alexandra Cathala for 11 BRL, who said, "Watch out for links in your videos, guys. YouTube changed terms of use and plans to mess around even with more creators or stuff." The Corden did a video on
That's
it.
interesting. I have to look at that up because I haven't heard of it. So I know there's the bull crap, Telegram link spam that YouTube has done nothing about. And look, every time I see them, I ban from the channel and delete. And but they they obviously have a system that auto makes and just.
The problem that you can even create a username that's so close to such a huge thing, and then just obviously use that
Shadiversity at Telegram, Night Swatch at Telegram,
and just use the logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, creators can do nothing to stop that at the moment because they just make new accounts, and YouTube needs to step up, and they haven't.
Next one is from Age Sicky for 2 USD, who said, "New Shadiversity member, loved the big sword vid."
Thank you, man. Big sword vids are heaps of fun to make. They cost money to make as well. If you saw the material video where we bought materials just for the carbon fiber and stuff,
that's not actually for the giant sword though. The Titan sword. Sorry.
It was for the prep work for it and the foam swords that we used in the fight testing stuff, and all those materials was like $1,000. And I was like,
and we had to buy new machines because we didn't have the required machines, and we've still got to get another one. Actually, there's one more still on the list.
People I think would almost fall over when they find out what monthly costs are to keep this boat afloat is just on paying wages, and then you have the overheads, production costs, and then you have bills on top of that. And ad revenue is dog crap, and so the like I said, the pouring out of support from the video has just been amazing.
Even the video we've got for next Friday, the big one, which. If you're a Patreon or you're
so it's not this Friday, but next Friday.
Next Friday, you'll get a sneak peek for the behind-the-scenes stuff. I think even that video, which was relatively bare bones in terms of needing extra stuff, was still over $150.
And
we had to get all the fuels and stuff.
The amount of arrows sacrificed.
Yeah, a full,
those arrows.
A full quiver.
Those arrows are they're not cheap arrows either.
I think you can all put together fuel and arrows. You can just, look over
Nathan,
that.
stop it. Nathan, stop.
What are we talking about?
But yes, arrows aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Next one is from Anna Hitch Zero for 30 Australian dollars. Shad, I sent you a couple of emails months ago about potentially doing some writing proofreading for you. I sent them to Shadiversity submissions, but was there another email I could use? Would love to hear back from you.
So those things, yes, send to Shadiversity submissions. There's no guarantee I can get to all of the things submitted, but I mentioned that I'd like to do some, feedback, writing reviews of writing samples that people send in. And I said I was going to do them on Night Swatch, but I think they suit Shadiversity even more for the type of content. And literally, we're doing live streams on Shadiversity. Last live stream, we did exactly that.
If you guys, when you send it in, can you send in your best, most representative part of your work? Something that you want Shad to, really dig into.
It's tricky because people often, send the first part. Now, the beginning of your story is the most important part, but there's a lot more scrutiny on it as well because the way you start your book is really, really important. And therefore, even if it's adequately written in terms of just normal prose, if it doesn't have the right hook to draw people in, there's more criticism and things to say on it. So that's kind of the area where you would want feedback on because it's so important. But at the same time, if you want something that is not as, I guess, strictly, critical because there's more criticism to be put on the beginning than general prose, you send in a segment of the...
I'm just worried if everybody sends in the first part of their story, all the criticism every time is going to be just the same thing over and over.
So far...
the same sort of mistakes are going to pop up.
Not necessarily. I've done a lot of looking at people's writing samples, and there's always different things. Right. I remember talking about just conciseness of language and how you could use, contractions right and make it really good, talking about redundant dialogue. And people are at different levels on their writing kind of experience. And so that so far, I found there's always something a bit different to kind of talk about. Like the one we did on Shadiversity, that was more talking about this is way too much info dump. Way too much info dump, way too much exposition on just area location without any story or character to draw us in to hook us.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This one. Next one's from Mr. Gentleman for $5 who said, I hope you make Wednesday your standard streaming night. I tend to miss the stream on Mondays and Tuesdays since so many others are on the same time. Night's Watch we stream every day.
So
this time?
So
not
every time, every week.
So Wednesday for you guys. Today for us, it's Thursday.
The thing
It's
is that we
Thursday morning.
usually do it on our Wednesday, which would be your Tuesday, because it really depends on when the movies are released.
Literally the last month, there's been 4 released movies, and they've all been on that
usually
Thursday.
been on our Thursday, and we do the stream on Wednesday. But Mario was released on our Wednesday, hence we're streaming on Thursday, which is your Wednesday.
Confused yet? Good.
So, we probably won't be able to do every Wednesday. Again, it depends on the release schedule where we fit the streams in. But we will. You've seen. Is this our 3rd or 4th stream now? Like weekly streams, we're going to be doing with Night's Watch.
4th or 5th for Night's Watch. Okay, the next one is from Xavier Safarhad.
Saverhard.
For 20 Australian dollars.
How are you, mate?
Dollary dues.
Helping you as much as I can. Also, I'm making a Lego tabletop war game where you can build an army you want and play however you want. You can have your army leaders be Iron Man and Luke Skywalker in the same army. That's kind of a cool idea.
That is a cool idea. Like if you have Lego, you could just dive in and play. That's cool. I like it.
Next one's from Michael Donaev for $20 who said, I think the superior fatigue is real. Years and years of spandex-clad superpowered CGI fests. Hollywood should start exploring more low-key, realistic genres of comics or possibly manga adaptations.
So my views on this is that for me, superhero fatigue doesn't exist. I've loved superheroes my entire life. Give me good superhero content, I will take it. I love it.
Give me good superhero content.
That's the thing. And so this isn't really about superhero fatigue, in my opinion. It's about bad movie fatigue. And look, it's interesting because they've all been so bad, the Blue Beetle trailer has nothing interesting in it. Like, if there was a track record of the superhero content being really, really good, then this trailer dropped, and say it was all the same except without the Batman fascist bullcrap, right? Yeah. I'd probably be excited for it. It's like, it looks fun enough, because the track record would indicate that you got good stuff so far, this will be fun and good, and you rely on... That's kind of what it was like when Marvel was at its heyday.
Yeah, but I'm kind of sick of... Give me the superheroes I want. I'm sick of all these side characters that I don't care about. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Well...
And when you give me the Flash, I'm going to hate it. It's like, give me the stuff... It's like Star Wars all over again. Just give me the stuff I want. Is that hard?
Blue Beetle, I was never really interested too much. It obviously has some fans, but there are other kind of less-known superheroes that I think has got more meat you can dive into and better. Like, for instance, Invincible. Invincible, yes. I flipping love. Yeah. And that's no superhero fatigue there. And so I'm talking about the animated series on Prime. And... Look, it wasn't perfect. Amber was the worst part in it. She was just an SJW, you know.
Have you read the comic book?
Have I read the friggin' comic book?
I just got deja vu.
Have I friggin' read
we've
the
had this
comic
conversation
book?
before.
Why would you ask that?
We've had this conversation before. I forgot. I'm asking the same question twice. Yeah.
Gosh.
Just look behind you and you can ask
That's how
yourself.
consistent I am.
If I look at the shelf, has Shad read this book? I don't know.
Because there's some real heavy stuff in there.
There is some real.
And then I never
stuff.
see them like adapting like a live action version or something like that.
Have you seen the animated Invincible? Yeah. Okay, because there is heavy stuff.
Yeah, but it's animated, so people
they get away with it.
Yeah.
That's actually a good. I don't think they could get away with the level of violence they have in the Invincible animated show in live action. It is shocking.
You need cartoons for that.
Like, not just violence, like hot button societal issues as well.
Like, it's weird. One of the main characters who was spouting like woke stuff was a villain. That's why I didn't bother, because he was the villain. But then there was Amber, and she was just awful in the animation.
There's also like male rape, and then there's abuse. Like,
Invincible is heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Wow, like I'm just trying to picture if you've seen the animation towards the end of the series, the train scene, and that in live action, could you even put a rating on it? Thing is though, they go that graphic in The Boys.
Yeah, they do. They
Boys
do.
is gross graphic.
I love it.
I don't. I think that
I'm getting something superhero that I like.
but that took us on a tangent. Thank you for the super chat.
All right, next one's from Craig Morning for 10 USD, who said, Shad and crew, let's set up an in-person medieval site tours. I have connections in Scotland and Germany who have done this before. I'd love to help. Once more, unto the breach, dear friends, once more.
Maybe about the Germany.
I love that so much.
I think we would all
This
love
castle is rubbish.
Well, the thing is, though, a lot of the historical castles aren't rubbish because they were made for practical reasons.
But it's Top Gear, but like Shad Gear. Fantastic.
If we had the money, wouldn't that be great?
because we need a flavour there, we need a place to stay, we need to equip a lot of money.
We're talking like $100,000 for just the entire thing, just ballparking on terms of travel, accommodation, overheads, costs, wages.
Now, if you know any castles that want to sponsor us and bring us over,
Any governments, any local councils that are like, hey, let's get these YouTube guys over.
Just the flights would be like $30,000 to $50,000
To bring everyone over and the equipment and stuff, yeah.
I always forget we have equipment, don't we?
They have equipment.
What did you say? iPhones.
Well, look, it also depends on what class you go in. It's funny, right? No.
Is your privilege going to show again?
No, it's actually got legitimate health concerns, like because I have chronic fatigue syndrome. If I cannot rest and sleep, I'll go on the plane, get there, and I'd crash and not be able to get out of bed for a week. How much help is that going to help? And so the only way I could manage such a long flight like that is I'd need to go business class because you can lie down and rest, and that costs ridiculous amounts of money right now. And so
I get
Have you
cranky,
ever
so
flown-
I'll have to take business class as well. It's one of those things. It's
So,
all got
for more than 2 hours?
Yeah,
Are you flown overseas?
yeah. It's not that bad. Like I don't like it. I just don't like planes. Not that I'm afraid of planes. I just don't like them. That's just me.
Because I tell you what, flying for 24 hours
I'm not for 24 hours.
does things to a man. Especially when there's no movies to watch.
But are you a type of person who can fall asleep? Like in a bus. Let's take a bus for example.
I can fall asleep anyway.
I can't.
Yeah.
I
know you can't.
I have to be awake at all times. Like
So 24 hours would probably not do good for you either. Oh. I think if we did this, we need like a few days once we arrive to all like recoup.
and we'd all have to separate so we don't interact with each other, so we don't murder each other.
I appreciate you guys, but I've got to go off for a little.
That's the other thing too. Like if we did this when they're like lockdowns and you have to have 2-week isolation, I don't think we could be in a room together for 2 weeks.
I had to do that. I was quarantined for 2 weeks in a hotel room, and it was torture. It was like mental psychological torture where you're just trapped in this box. It sucked. Like it affected me mentally, and it took me weeks to recover from.
Would you prefer by yourself or with Tyranth?
By myself.
Don't worry, I want to be by myself too. I'll just play games and chill.
I tried to do that, man.
2 weeks locked away from people or being away from me. Yeah, cool.
I am an introvert, more antisocial, and I like time alone. But humans are actual social creatures, okay? And so when it comes to like that length of time where it's literally isolation is a form of punishment, okay? And when it's that long where you have no actual, I couldn't talk to my wife properly. I of course we called and stuff, but seeing your kids, everything, it's damaging.
Also, you want like isolation in terms of like being in a cabin in a big empty forest field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your isolation was in a hotel room.
In a box.
Yeah, like you could not go chop wood.
Okay, fine.
Okay, next one is from Lutsky for 20 USD, who said, Tyranth is the best, Ken. Fight me.
I see it.
I never know how to respond to these sorts of things. I just don't. Thank you, I guess.
Next one's from Iron Garrison for 5 USD, who said, not gonna lie, the classic Barbie movies had good stories, morals, plots, and were quite entertaining. They don't make them like they used to.
Thank you, sir. See,
I will
Barbie's
defer to your judgment.
and if you want one that actually has good
I
quirky
don't-
humor,
I don't.
Barbie's Dream House of Fun.
If you have a daughter one day, okay, now you know what to get her for Christmas.
Well, one of the other things I appreciate, they lean into the just girly nature of Barbie, as they should, okay? And they celebrated the girliness and then had fun with her ditzy kind of... They actually made her ditzy, but also smart in other areas. And they were just... It was lighthearted fun, and I was happy for my kids to watch it.
Is this mansplaining right now? Is this what it's called? Is this what it is? When a man explains woman's content?
It's when a man explains to a
but
woman.
you're a man,
So are you
so-
saying you're a woman?
Well,
Tyranth.
you never know.
Nowadays,
You never are.
You never know, mate. You never know.
all it takes is... We're moving on. We're moving on.
Okay, good. Next one's from Russell Hall for $2, who said, "Do you ever consider Nunchaku Barbie a real Barbie?"
Yes.
Nunchuck's great. Aren't they, Shad?
There might be a bit of content coming out soon on Shadiversity on this subject. We'll see.
Have to wait and see.
Next one's from Stanky Pussy. Gosh, you guys make me say weird things. For $10, Shad's a Barbie boy in a Barbie world. Life is plastic. He's Shadtastic. Come on, Shady, let's go party.
Oh, I like
Do I have to finish reading this? We all know the song.
Shadtastic. Shadspastic. I love that.
We gotta finish it. We gotta finish it.
Do it in the voice. Come on, come on.
Come on, Shady, let's go party. Yeah. Come on, Shady, let's go party. Oh wow, oh wow. There you go. Did it for you. For the song. How could they not have that song in the trailer of the Barbie movie?
I know.
I know. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. You got to do the man.
That's
I'll
right.
do the man. You can do the.
You did that very well. Almost too well.
You never asked.
Well, he also can't grow a beard. You know.
Well,
I ordered chemicals. If the wife lets me.
Nobody's ever going to believe you if we get sponsored by like Dollar Shave Club or something. They're never going to believe your reviews.
They'll
on
be
it.
like, "Oh, Nathan, you don't ever use that." But I do. That's why. That's why there's nothing.
so silky smooth.
Okay, next one is from Jared Bixler for $5, who said, "First time ever becoming a member to anyone's channel. Shad and team, I love you guys and your content. Toss a coin to your Night's Watch."
Thank you, man.
Like the reference
really
too.
appreciate you.
Next one's from Jason Botari for $5. Rings of Power are going to keep that horse around so they can beat it all seasons with their subtle messaging.
That was a good one. I'll give you that. That was a good one.
I actually do want to, like, wouldn't it be a waste of meat? You know, it's there, it's dead, people are hungry, there's starving people in the world. That's what I would have done. I'm just saying.
Someone probably owns that horse. No, had a name, had a family.
But
Like, people were mourning for that
the
horse.
act of appreciation be to consume its flesh, to get nourishment, something that you can take with you for the rest of your life?
Have you ever eaten horse?
No, I haven't actually.
Neither have I. I've eaten a lot of cooler animals, but I've never eaten a horse, so I actually do not know what they taste like.
I'm interested now.
Yeah. A Shadiversity video coming up where we
What
buy a horse and eat it.
Does horse taste
I swear if it says
like
chicken.
somewhat sweet, a little gamey, and cross between beef and venison?
That sounds amazing.
Not bad.
I really want to eat horse now.
Huh. Is it illegal to eat horse?
Nice horse steak. It's,
Should we buy a horse?
Socially frowned upon, I would say.
Especially those
That's not what
horse
I said,
girls.
though. I said it's illegal.
I don't think it's illegal.
Those horse girls, man, they'll come for you. Crazy horse girls.
Did you hear? Like PETA came out against? Of course, it's PETA. Of course, they was like, you should make CGI horses in the film. Stop abusing animals.
What about the poor people, huh? Think of the people.
And if you think CGI is bad now, just imagine CGI horses.
Next one is from oh my goodness, Le Chevalier.
Chevalier.
Chevalier de something. Le Chevalier de
$5.50 Canadian dollars. Hello, fellow knights. Chevalier is knight in
In
French.
French, yes, it is.
Where is the best place to support you? Also, pineapple on pizza rules. Better than so-called Veggie Might.
I'm holding back. I'm holding back the rage. You're a supporter. I
That's
appreciate
actually
you.
true. How can you dislike pineapple on pizza, but then be okay with Vegemite?
One savory, one sweet. There's a completely different thing, of course. That's like saying,
Exactly.
how can you like beautiful steak yet dislike crap?
No.
Do you like Vegemite?
Yeah, Vegemite's the king.
Do you like Vegemite?
Yes. And I also like pineapple
Tyranth.
on pizza.
Tyranth, are you a true Australian?
I like Vegemite
Good.
with cheese. Like I put my Vegemite with cheese.
You pass.
But I don't like Vegemite by itself. That's
Well, no, spooning it out, you see, like, no, of course.
but even like just putting it on like toast by
That-
itself.
that-
It's like, ugh.
Melted butter with a thin spread.
That's a one type. I have one of them a day, and now I'm good for like a month.
But to answer the question, I think Utreon actually gives the best cut for supporters. Other than that, Subscribestar is the most secure. It's the independent alternative that I've not seen Subscribestar cancel anyone. So those would be the highest preferences, but we are grateful for anyone who's supporting us in any way at all.
And if you're on the Shadiversity support or any of those ones, you will get the behind-the-scenes content. For Night's Watch, we're going to try and do something a little bit more specific. We haven't decided yet, but we'll figure it out.
We're working.
We got ideas.
Next one is from Michael Dunalif for 20 USD, sorry. If Amazon or Netflix approached you about doing an adaptation of Shadow the Conqueror, would you take a chance on them or trust them to do it justice?
No, I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, that was easy.
Though this is the thing, right? Amazon have made good things. And so it really depends on the showrunner and the creators.
Because
But then again,
feel like because they did The Boys
Like-
well, they could probably do a Shadow of the Conqueror.
Well, see, The Boys not...
yes,
But like
the
it has the same...
the last season of The Boys was crap.
They also did the Grand Tour, which is
They
good.
did. Well, that's what I mean. If they have the right person... And so if someone approached me who I trusted and was making it through Amazon, there's something to consider then.
I think you'd also want a lot more control though than most people would.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like, here's the rights, go make whatever, but I
Yeah.
feel like you're going to be someone on set every single day.
Yeah, I want to roll.
Yeah.
Put me in the film. I'm one of those people.
Next one is from Durant Cameron for 10 USD, who said shepherd's pie and pineapple pizza served on a wagon.
Are you trying to give me an aneurysm,
Well, then he
Cameron?
does another one for 20 and says, take your gambeson off.
You've already done feet. Take your Gamson off.
I have standards, Cameron. I'm not a piece of meat
I don't know how
for you to just
feet is like
abuse.
taking off your
I know.
gambeson. Feet pics, oh, okay. Next
Thank you for the super chat.
is from Anna again for $8 To clarify, I sent samples of my work. My career has been as a print journalist, media advisor, and professional writer.
Okay.
And then Durant Cameron again for $10. Man, every time I see this name, I haven't read the message yet. I always go, what's next? One final law question. If a contract is forged...
Sunforged.
It's unforged, sorry. Is it binding power stronger, and can I use it to make you promote my writing?
No. It would just make it more durable, and you wouldn't be able to change wording on it. Something along that effect. But good question. Good question. What was the last part of it? Can I use you to promote?
So, as in, like, could he use that?
Oh,
The binding power. So if he got a contract and then Sunforged it, could he then? Yeah.
though it's an interesting concept. Like that's part of the world building that maybe there could be some potential for something like that. But we'll see.
Next one is from Mick Distract for 50 USD, who said, I wanted to tell you guys specifically, Shad, to keep it up. I've been here pretty much the start and started off watching the Fantasy Rearmed series. It's incredible to see how far you've went now, and I'm supporting you.
Thank you very much, and very generous super chat. Really appreciate it.
It's going to refresh once more.
And so I think his name was like Mick Discreet.
Mick Discreet.
Mick Discreet, I think. But appreciate you, mate.
Lance for 10 USD said, the only thing that upsets me about the Barbie trailer is that it looks like it was made by people who really love the property and the experience of playing with Barbies. What about us guys, though?
You know, I feel okay not being represented. It's cool. I'm
Barbie.
fine with it.
Just saying, Yeah, they can make good Barbie stuff. This does not look like it at all.
Just got a couple more.
Yeah, I've got 2 more. So,
No, we've
got
got-
a couple more. Oh, guys.
Nice.
James Lawson for $5 asked, "Good sir, how widespread was scale mail used in medieval times?"
Not massively, to my understanding. Not very prevalent, but it was there, to my understanding.
Cool. Next one is from La Chevalier de Lloyd's. I'll get it eventually. For 220 Canadian, said, "Shad is not meat, unlike that horse."
Correct, sir. Correct.
And we're just going to refresh again because you guys keep coming in with
Because you
more.
guys are legends. We appreciate you. Cameron for $9.99.
Thanks for answering all my low questions. Thanks to you, I now have all the info I need to build my army of mind-controlling super shades to conquer Telos and rebuild the Dawn Empire.
That's been the plan all along. He's been a sleeper. Is that what a sleeper agent? Sleeper?
Yeah, sleeper agent.
Yes. Well, no, it's revealed.
Aphrodite Anubis for $10 said, "Shad, would you ever do a review of the licensed Lord of the Rings Legolas swords? I really want to buy them, but would like to hear your thoughts on them before I do."
Anubis.
So they'll most likely be wall
You
hangers.
said Anubis.
Anubis.
Yeah, Anubis.
Anubis.
Yeah, they'll most likely be wall hangers, and they wouldn't be functional. But I could critique the design if I ever get my hands on them. I've got, Aragon sword and the sword of
The United Cutlery stuff.
is good.
It's good, but it's not like
It's not functional.
It's not functional stuff at all. It's just very pretty and very nice.
We've got 2 more super chats. This is from the Bergheimer. Americans might be a little confused here. We say grill instead of Barbie. Subbed on Patreon for the first time ever. Can't think of anyone more deserving. Thank you, man. And
We don't say Barbie either. We say barbecue.
sometimes I say
I
Barbie.
say Barbie.
I do not say Barbie, and I've never
Yeah,
heard.
no,
I have never heard
it's
either
Friday.
of you say
I'm
it
clicking on
either.
the Barbie, yeah. Click on the Barbie. No, I
Hear
say
him. I'm in for 20,000 IDR.
It's blue, so
Blue, but so still thank you. When are you gonna stream the Resident Evil 4, Nathan?
that's just put on me.
Right from the horse's mouth. We don't know.
I don't know.
Is it are you going to do the remake or the original?
The new one. The new one, yeah. I mean, if I did it, but
Apparently, it has jiggle physics. I haven't confirmed this yet.
He will confirm it though. You
He
know
will,
he will.
he will.
Tom Sutton for $5. Could you judge equipment from Conquest Last Argument of Kings? War game sometime. Great lore, armor seems more rule of cool. Also love your channels. Sounds a little too niche to get the views we need to dedicate. Like if we had, more support where each video wasn't so crucial, we could indulge a bit on just, content like that. We wish we could. At the moment, we just can't. We hope someday we could do stuff like that. Sir Marhus, money. Here, money, take money. Money good, give you money now, take money, bye. Thank you, sir, and goodbye. We appreciate the money.
and the last one is from. I didn't know if someone was going to take it from me. Because usually I say something and then someone else is like, "Okay, I'm going to step in now."
New fantasy armor review, Valkyrie profile, Silmeria. I don't know what that is. I think it sounds like an anime. If we type in Valkyrie profile, are we going to run into something that might be inappropriate? It's anime after all.
Probably.
Don't.
It's okay, guys.
We're just checking. Oh, it's not terrible actually. Okay. Oh, Valkyrie profile. That's the video game. Okay.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good.
And this is the last one. then we'll-
I'm in. Shad, please review the upcoming Barbie movie. Maybe.
No, I don't think.
Can
we
you
will.
do it yourself? Because I don't know if I can sit through that much pink for that long.
Oh boy, that would be hard. But we are up to date on the super chats. Thank you everyone for joining us on this live stream. We appreciate you very much. And Le Chevalier says, subscribe, done, nunchucks ruled.
You are correct.
They're fun. I've always said they're fun. Thank you everyone for joining us. And as always, stay on watch.